Good morning, everybody. Let's go ahead and take a deep breath first. Sending lots of love and blessings out to everybody. Okay, I have a union and twin flame read for you today. Thank you all for joining me. I'm so grateful for all of you. And today is the 27th of April, 2021, which is Tuesday here. And let's see. So the union read, it is 4D, 5D, 6D read. For those of you not familiar with my reads, I have a union read and a twin flame read, which is a 7-deck read. There's a lot of energy in that deck, in that read with the 7 decks. So if something doesn't resonate with you, don't force it to fit. It is a general read for all the twin flames. And if you want something more specific, I do sessions. My information's below as well as on my website, twinflames3344.com. I also have a CD out there called Ashes, Twin Towers to Twin Flames, if you'd like to check it out. It's by Evelyn Stainthorpe. And let's go ahead and get going. I'm going to show you the pictures first of my union read, and I'll show you how I set it up, and then we're going to get going. All right, so here's the union read. This is the 4D, 5D, and 6D. The left is the feminine, the right is the masculine, the center is the bridge between them, the incoming divine feminine, the outgoing divine masculine, the underlying energies, and the closing energy up here. The twin flame read, this is the main read, which is the SIRIAN STARSEED deck. And this is a variation of the Celtic cross. It's not exactly the same deal. It's more of an energy flow as opposed to a cross. And then here is the full read with the 7 decks. Okay. And I am actually going to roll my die today. I have dice. Okay, so let's see what the dice have to say for you guys today. All right, we have Neptune over here. Okay, just make sure that's clear for you guys. Whoop, that actually got worse. Okay, so we have Neptune. We'll leave that over there. And then we have Libra. Okay, and we also have the number 4, which is all about structure and stability, building, manifesting on a survival level. The number 4. It's also the Emperor, the Emperor. All right, so we have Neptune, which is very illusion oriented, and Libra, which is very balance oriented. So an illusionary balance, and the number 4 of structure. Something that's very practical. So that's kind of, a contradiction a little bit. Let's see where this kind of energy goes or takes us. And I want to pull an energy deck from the Animal Spirit deck before we start to see how that plays for us. So Neptune is all dreamy. It's Pisces type energy. All right, let's see what the Animal Spirit deck wants to tell us today. Just one card, please. What is the energy for everybody going into this read? Okay. the gazelle. But we also have the fire ants not far behind, which is all about like the gossip type of energy, right? When it's off balance, when it's on balance, right? It's a big workforce working together, right? For the lead. But when it's not in balance, it's all about that kind of gossipy energy of not transmuting your imbalance. So the bottom of the deck is the nightingale, which is all about song and singing and using your voice in a beautiful way. And I'm going to read to you just the gazelle. That's why I just wanted to give you a brief summary of the ants. So the ants is, again, to remind you to stay away from that lower vibe energy. And the nightingale of the song, which is very high vibration energy. And then now we have the gazelle, which is fire. And the gazelle says heightened awareness and ability and vulnerability. The gazelle represents supreme grace. With every move, this awe-inspiring beauty emits sophistication and elegance. The gazelle personalities are often hyper-aware of their surroundings, bordering on a hyper-vigilant, and this can inhibit them from enjoying the beauty they've spent so much effort cultivating. No more worrying about all those predators out there in the wild. When this card appears, it's time to get back to the present moment. Sit down, find your breath, and acknowledge the bounty that surrounds you. Let it nourish your gentle spirit. So when the gazelle is in balance, they're graceful, perceptive, and artistic. And when they're out of balance, they may have food allergies, insomnia, and a racing mind. To bring back into the balance, the gazelle, it lists yin yoga, a cozy home, and good food. Okay. So it's kind of like a nesting energy when you're out of balance. So notice if your allergies are waking up, this might apply to you, or if you've been having insomnia or a racing mind. All right, so that's the gazelle. Okay, and we'll maybe return to that when we're done to see if we've shifted the energies. Okay, so in the union energy here, the 4D, 5D, 6D, it was done at 6:54 last night, which is the Lovers, and the 54 of the Page of Swords, which is, I got the news today. Oh boy, so that was coming up in the past couple days. We have the full moon in Scorpio, I believe was last night. I don't know if it went into today for some areas. I don't know exactly what time it was. But we definitely have that full moon in Scorpio, which, Scorpio is very deep, and, we have the scorpion here. It can be very sharp. We have the Nine of Pentacles in the underlying energy, the Star in the center energy, the present energy, and then the Five of Wands at the closing energy of the union. So at 7:02, which is the Chariot and the Two of the High Priestess, the interpretation of that was just the sovereign star with fans who wave. So a little bit of play on words with the wave, right? The twins coming in waves. The incoming divine feminine is abundance, the Two of Pentacles, and the shadow. The divine feminine empress surrenders to the shadow, the spider. Mother and child surrender to each other. And again, the web of the mother pulling her children into her web to keep them safe. And does she really need to do that? Depending on how old they are, right? It always varies. So the 4D here is the Six of Wands, the King of Pentacles, and the Two of Wands. The divine feminine taking the wand, leading the way in an organized fashion. The divine masculine as the twin flames, choosing his path. Above the earth, looking down, seeing eyes, those all-seeing eyes, bridging with the King of Pentacles, or Akashic Records, opening the crown and expanding. The 5D is the King of Cups and the Star and the Luna, but the King of Cups actually looks like Ka. So it's all about that deeply spiritual energy, the spirit, the soul. The divine feminine with loving eyes reflecting emotions with another. The divine masculine feeling the full moon in Scorpio and releasing the growing tides and confirming that. And that was a really loving message that I just got. So the divine masculine feeling the full moon in Scorpio and releasing the growing tides, and together transmuting the energies and healing with healing and sound stars in Egypt, Atlantis, and the constellations, using star power to heal and uplift. I wanted to see who that message was from because it was a double message. And that was from my daughter. I love my babies. Okay. So the sixth dimension is the Tower, the Eight of Wands, and the Six of Pentacles. The Divine Feminine, epiphanies, sudden events, Spidey scaling the walls when lightning strikes. The Divine Masculine with the Six of Pentacles, sharing, being charitable, or settling out, offering to lighten her load, happy to take some time and money off her hands. Bridging with the Eight of Wands, energetic exchange, and 0 point, a small splattering outside the circle of trust. The Divine Feminine here, and the 60 I want to bring up because Sam the Illusionist in his last video was talking about how to manifest through Metatron. So Metatron was saying that when we put our intentions out there, our thought process, which our thoughts that we manifest are actually all of our senses, including our sixth sense, which is our imagination per Metatron. So we project our thoughts into the sixth dimension. That's where they immediately become manifest. And then it just takes some time to dribble down into the fourth dimension, and depending on the complication of what we're trying to manifest. So the sixth dimension was coming up as significant here for us to understand, which may be why I was guided to do a sixth dimensional read for you guys. Fourth dimensional, fifth dimensional, sixth dimensional, to understand what you're actually doing in the 6D. The Divine Feminine with good news for the King of Cups, igniting his spidey sense with epiphanies. The Divine Masculine with the twin flames at the full moon, sharing and or settling out. The bridge between the Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine is the King of Pentacles in the fourth dimension with Akashic Records, the 5D star power, and the 6D energetic exchange held close at 0 point. And again, the 0 point is the place of creation, right? So we spontaneously create to the 6D. The outgoing Divine Masculine, the Three of Wands, the Hanging Man, and the Reflection is presently in gratitude of the flame, hanging out, meditating with Hermit, shedding light on it, waves from the crowd. The Divine Feminine had Taurus, Capricorn, and Scorpio on their side with the Sovereign and the King of Cups. On the Divine Masculine side was Cancer, Capricorn, and Virgo, and no court cards on the Masculine side, just within himself. And then in the middle or between the two is Aquarius and the King of Pentacles. Okay. So the number that came up from this union read was the Ace of Cups, the 41, which is self-love, spiritual love, new love. The horizontal pillars were 28, 0, which is source, and 13. So the twin flames, the Two of Wands, source and transition. Very profound energies, actually. And then the horizontal pillars came up as 9, 2, 6, 8, 8, 3, and then 5. So the message of the twin flames and source going through transition to the Ace of Cups, the self-love, spiritual love, and new love, the outpouring of love. The Hermit and the High Priestess lovers dance of the 8 and the 8 side by side with the Empress and the Hierophant, or abundance and commitment to higher self, which is each other, or Wounded Warrior Day. But it's just about that self-love. And when the things like the Wounded Warrior, the Nine of Wands come up, remember that the Wounded Warrior upside down is the surrender to love, which is the overall idea of this energy, the 41, which is self-love, spiritual love, and new love, that outpouring of love. So the SIRIAN Starseed deck at 751, which is the Chariot and the 51 of the King of Swords. It was cut and dealt. I finished clarifying at 813, which is the dance, but also strength of the strength card, and the 13 of the transition card, death, endings, and transformation. The major arcana here were Chariot, and that was it in the main part of the read, the Chariot, which is the vehicle of ascension. Before the read, because I always pull 5 cards underneath, and then going forward after the read to make it a 21 card read. Sometimes I might not pull 5, but that's my usual. So we have Chariot as the main energy for the read. That's the only major arcana, which is the main focus, which is also Cancer energy, but it's about bold movement forward. And the Chariot was upright in this read, so that's good news. Before the read is Indigo, which is the Magician, Solar Deity, the Sun, and Higher Self, which is the High Priestess. After the read came up Transition, which is the Death card, and Abundance, which is the Empress. We had 2 cups, 4 wands, 1 sword, and 3 pentacles. So a lot of wands and pentacles. So it sounds very much like a work day, very busy, passionate, a lot of movement, and dealing with the things of day-to-day living, money, time, energy, those kind of things. The Queen of Cups, the Knight of Wands, and the Page of the Queen of Cups, Knight of Wands, and the Queen of Pentacles were the main court cards in the read. The Page of Pentacles also came up after the read. And we had triple 5s today, which is a whole lot of change and expansion and freedom, right? And how do we handle that? And then we had the 4 and the 6 around it. We had double 4s and double 6s and double 1s in a lesser sense as well. So the double 1s is Justice, 44s, the 4 of Cups, grounding, integrating, and mastering of love, which is the boredom time in order to integrate what you've learned. And then the 66 of the Queen of Pentacles, who's very grounded and well-rounded, and also a loving energy. Remember, the Pentacles are the end of the deck. They've already incorporated the other elements. So then we have 9, 10, begin again and again and again, come back to 0 point after you've expanded. The 4, 5, 6 of my read that I did today, the 4D, 5D, 6D. And 6 is also 4, 5, 6, pick up sticks. 9, 10, begin again. And again, the focus is right in the middle today at 0 point at the 5, 5, 5, the change. The code line here was all about the love. That was it, is on the code line. And the numbers came up to 1109, which is kind of interesting because that's kind of the reflection of 9/11. So instead of it being emergent, being very peaceful, and it came from 1104 and the number 5. So if 1104 or 1109 are significant to you, let me know in the comments below. So it's all about love today. And the message here was just very simple. I didn't get much from it. About love, it is what it is, right? But the F or the phi was coming up as expanding and contracting. And something I just read said infinite and finite, which is the pi and the phi. The pi is the finite, it's the line within the circle, and then the phi is the infinite, going outside of your crown, outside of yourself, and then coming back to center again, to ground yourself. So very much that energy coming up. The Sage of the Wise One, the Queen, the Clearing, and the 4 of Orbs of rest, meditation, connecting in the 5D, praying, all of those energies, laying something to rest, letting go of it, being at peace. The Sage came up twice here, so very important to clear and be wise and expand the love. So expanding and contracting, the Sage, the Queen, the Wise One, acing the moral man, toggling up, meditating at rest, and it's like high-fiving the love. So acing the 10-4, or in other words, message received, of the orphan queen, free to expand and change. But ultimately, expanding the love. So we start with the Queen of Cups reversed. Below her is the 5 of Swords upright, the Indigo reversed, Solar Deity reversed, Higher Self upright, and the 4 of Wands upright. The 5 of Swords is upright here, which is in reference to the war within, being in your truth but not really showing love. But this also can be a feeling of tough love, where you're standing in your truth no matter what. If others get hurt by it, well, then that's their wound to heal, which is correct, but always doing it with love and compassion, not in a harsh way, not at someone's expense or your own pleasure in seeing them get hurt. That's the difference in this card. Is it coming from a place of tough love where they haven't listened to your first calm, loving explanation and it's 9:11 on the clock? Or, and now you have to get a little bit tougher about making your truth understood? Or is it someone taking others down for their own pleasure of it? So the Five of Swords at war, which also is the frog to prince here, growing and stretching, feeling insecure and drained when you're going through that stretch, needing some sunshine, perhaps some vacation, with Pisces or the higher self, the secret, the home, in union with the Queen of Cups reversed, with Hermit shedding light on her for the King of Swords, who's upright here in his truth. But is he being in his harsh truth? Pushed to her emotional limits of healing and forgiving, awakening, the man with ego, moving to peace with the Ten of Pentacles, the family, business, or community, and the King of Cups upright, that unconditional love. But that person, if it's a water sign, which can be Cancer, Pisces, and a Scorpio, but it doesn't have to be. It can just be a very loving person. It may have a lot of water in their chart. But the King of Cups upright, that unconditional love, drained yet aroused at the same time, juggling and yet walking away at the same time. The Leo reversed, kids, pets, whatever that energy is for you, out of control, while dealing with the whistleblower. And remember that Leo reversed is ego. Leo reversed, kids reversed. Is it ego death, or is it ego out of control with kids or pets or a Leo person? Out of control while dealing with a whistleblower, or considered the clown, the horny dog perhaps, taking a walk to cool off. The Flintstone energy in work shoes. No more baby and bareback riding or expecting Bo Derek here. Okay, so take this however it comes to you, it's meant. And if you feel triggered by it or insulted by something that comes up in this read, know that there's a reason for you to look into that. Why is it triggering you? What is the message there? What from your childhood is coming up to be seen and released? Because as soon as you bring the subconscious up to the consciousness, you can then release that, and it will never trigger you again if you truly release it. The Queen of Cups reversed is leaving, working to align. The Empress reversed is spreading rumors, lying or deceptive. Or Taurus and Cancer here with bad blood between them. Or mother or grandmother, but either way they're reversed, and a child or a Page of Swords reversed. Little red boots no more, howling at the full moon together, like letting go of this kind of energy. Or seeing all he's built, and the Empress reversed and Page of Swords reversed, with nothing supportive to say about it. Out until all hours, and then he must get up to go to work the next day. So there's that energy of living with people who don't really give a crap about you, who don't support your efforts, and then don't respect the fact that you need to sleep to go back to work the next morning, especially if no one else is working in the house. Going back to work the next morning to earn the money for what they're doing when they're out till all hours, and yet then not showing any gratitude or appreciation for where that comes from. So very soon, and that can be just kids, but it can be partners as well. And it's funny because I was just thinking about that because I'm by myself right now. And you really appreciate that time alone where you remember when there's people in the house, there's certain things you can't do. You can't get up at 3 o'clock in the morning and make noise because you wake people up. But when you're by yourself, find that gratitude for the things that you wouldn't normally be able to do if there were other people in the house, and vice versa. What are the things that you can't do when you're alone to show gratitude for when you do have someone to share it with? So that's being brought up to be seen as well. So very soon's coming up, and beneath that, worth waiting for. So whatever was worth waiting for is coming up very soon. Home with the King of Swords, always watched, not sleeping perhaps and stressed out with nightmares, or not sleeping well at the full moon, with deception and injustice coming up. And remember, justice is truth and balance. So we have untruth and imbalance here, along with deception. Perhaps the lobster feels like they're in a trap, the lobster in the trap, or in the dungeon of injustice. And again, that can be like a sex room coming up as well, like 50 Shades of Grey. Or sex in the basement with the black cat always there in the way. And this can also just be parents, when there's kids in the house, sneaking to a certain place in the house to be able to be together because there's no other time. Maybe the kids are always in their bed or waking them up in the middle of the night. Or no more red room or couples up the mountains, or two couples who do everything together, no more. Or no wife swapping for some. Obviously, that's not for most. Or no more friends with benefits here. Or another word, taking someone for granted. At 9-12 is the Hermit, and the 12 of the Hangman, hanging out with oneself. Health comes up here, which is number 71, and the 3 of Pentacles, and then follow your dreams beneath that, which is 86, which is the reflection of 68, the Page of Pentacles, which is that curious student who loves to learn. So the 86 is 86ing something, right? We don't like that. It's out of here. So following your dreams is coming up as the reflection of the Page of Pentacles. Instead of studying about and learning, why don't you just live your dreams instead? Or follow your dreams, follow your intuition, your imagination. So then after imagination, magi is in imagination, we have the magician reversed, feeling insecure or manipulative, which is why you're not going forward to actually try things out or unable to manifest something. You need to be in that balance and centered at your 0 point in order to manifest. And use all of your senses, including your 6th sense, your imagination. So feeling dissatisfied perhaps in a recovery process. Maybe you feel like you're not recovering fast enough, or you don't get it, that you feel like you're missing something. But you're probably not. You're probably just looping around to gain momentum for the next thing that is opening up to you. So implementing a plan, the Queen of Swords with a secret passion, or she is the secret passion, free to leap, tempted by the Holy Grail, of the one not heeding the call or needing to heed the call. Perhaps a workaholic or someone who's not working, or someone who's in a situation that's not working out. Funneling funds comes up, as well as there's a rat amongst them. Pisces reversed, Aries upright, and Aquarius reversed here. Finances and work not working out, with the Queen of Cups reversed, leaving before dawn due to injustice and health issues. Then we have the 9 of Wands reversed and the King of Swords reversed as the very underlying energy of this read, which is the surrendering of the King of Swords reversed. But then in the main part of the read, the King of Swords is upright, so he's coming into his truth. After the read is the King of Swords upright still, with soul tie or kids on a journey that's destined, perhaps holding on too tightly as the Scroogey energy comes up of the patient angel coming clean, or now cleaning up the act. And again, the holding on here, the Scrooginess may be necessary in order to create boundaries for themselves, in order for them to clean up their own act, if that's what they're doing. Creating boundaries, perhaps people who fed into things that didn't serve them, like addiction to codependencies, they now have to put up boundaries and not allow those people into their space because they're affecting them in a negative way. So the recent past here is the Ace of Pentacles upright, leading the way perhaps through a divorce or a break in a contract or a break from a commitment on a spiritual journey. The King of Cups juggling, performing, or high vibrational King of Cups, or spending that high vibrational energy with the King of Cups and that performance, and the low vibe energy going into detoxing, keeping to self about walking away without an option. The King of Wands reversed and the 7 of Cups reversed. Perhaps he's exhausted and out of choices, or just over it, being the Star, being over their dreams, or being over an Aquarius energy here. And being over healing as well can come up there as well. So the foundation here is the Knight of Wands upright, offering the truth and time, money, or effort to the aftermath of sudden events, unable to understand perhaps, third party, and in need of help. The central energy being the 10 of Wands upright, the burden of walking away, perhaps from the war within, with the 10 of Pentacles, family, business, or community, or the world at large, with the King of Wands reversed, standing up to the crowd about a breakup perhaps, or a lack of affection, and the challenge being the 4 of Swords reversed, rising above, awakening, detoxing with the messenger of truth rushing in and bringing that truth. The Knight of Cups reversed, perhaps foolish in letting the Queen of Cups reversed go. So here we have the Knight of Cups and the Queen of Cups. And that can be siblings as well. And that can be one person too, right? The action of the Queen of Cups reversed. but it's coming up more as two people here. Coming clean about suffering in silence, or perhaps a sister. Okay? Perhaps prison, anxiety, feeling like your hands are tied, with the high priestess, secret or psychic, in disconnect and not seeing eye to eye, or at a distance, not being able to see each other face to face. The Knight of Wands to the rescue of the Page of Cups reversed, right? The vulnerable child, offering a new life, starting over with the Knight of Cups reversed, imprisoned and suffering in silence. Or perhaps that's the sister they're dealing with, and maybe the sister's suffering in silence. Or the Queen of Cups reversed is the sister of the Knight of Cups, who's feeling imprisoned by their sister, or the suffering, their own. Perhaps in conflict with an ex and their deception, or up at dawn strategizing how to dump them, or at least how to push their buttons. This could be someone strategizing on how to manipulate someone else or a sibling. So now here in the present moment, crowning is the Chariot upright, a very powerful, positive energy and a bold move. This could be moving, traveling, ascending. The Atlas energy, destined to a higher love. The journey away from inequity, with the King of Cups not working out. Presently over it, the King of Pentacles is upright, yet weak, in pain, betrayal, closing the distance gap by coming clean, with the Queen of Swords reversed, finding peace, in need of sunshine perhaps, and good health. So we have a King of Cups and a King of Pentacles both upright here. And then we had the Knight of Cups and the Queen of Cups both reversed prior to that. But this is the bold move, crowning for the twins. After that it's hard work coming up from the Knight of Wands is upright, and so is the Ten of Wands, right? Finding that inspiration to get going and get that done, the Ten of Wands, right? Because after 10, you can't sustain that for very long. And then we're going up to the Chariot at the top in the crowning position. That bold move to really move forward. That's the main card of the read, is about taking a trip or moving or traveling or ascending quickly in a powerful way to find that peace, that sunshine, and that good health. To come clean with the Queen of Swords reversed and the Knight of Wands to the rescue. The Magician reversed, though, can be insecure and manipulative or argumentative, cracking the whip with the Queen of Wands reversed and the Knight of Cups reversed, who may be sassy and jealous, or, schmoozing up to the father here if they're kids, or they could be employees or family members. The Knight of Wands is upright here, sharing or settling perhaps on a house for a sovereign to work out of. The Queen of Wands is reversed and the Knight of Cups is reversed. Perhaps they're fighting or not wanting to get up early to plan, or perhaps feeling overwhelmed. And again, they could be kids or family members or younger employees who are not happy about what the King's decisions are here at 10:08, which is the Wheel of Fortune and the 8 of the dance, so the inner or outer strength here, the Leo energy. So soon here is the Queen of Pentacles reversed and the Queen of Cups reversed. So they can be the same person, right? Two aspects of the same person, or they could be two separate people. But the energy is about feeling like you're out of options and not telling or starting over and coming out, surrendering to the injustice of things. And that could be between the Queen of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups. Settling out with the Hermit, who's shedding light on the situation. That could be somebody mediating them. The twin flames seeing themselves as the Five of Pentacles reversed, in recovery of something practical after feeling left out, whether it's feeling exiled, destitute, injured, or ill. The Page of Cups reversed, insecure and vulnerable, or is that a spoiled child, implementing a plan with the Queen of Wands reversed, who's moving to peace, while the Knight of Pentacles offers help on a quest to the Queen of Pentacles reversed to offer love and end this once and for all. Okay, so we have passion, forgiving and learning, past life relationship, and give your relationship a chance that come up next to the twins. Around them, or how they're seen, is the Six of Wands, but it's upright, leading the way with good news, successful, getting attention, but mostly leading the way. The Star, dreams, without affection, with the Knight of Swords, rushing in in a bold move to hold on and ground. The block here for the twins being the Five of Wands, the conflict, the injustice, the dumping of emotional attachments and the frustration. And above that comes the love, but even more so, the surrender, communication, and spiritual career here. The surrender to using your voice and your spiritual career, especially in coming together. The Chariot, or the Cancer energy. And we are in, where are we right now? So we're in Taurus right now. And next is Gemini and then Cancer, so it's not too far away. So Chariot also, when I roll the dice, sometimes it indicates a time period, and we're dealing with a Libra time period there, and the number 4, which is April, which is past, right? Because we're at the end of April. So maybe we're just focusing on the very present moment. It's a reminder to come back to the moment and balance with Libra. And then dream, use your imagination with Neptune. And that is your message from the dice today. So the Six of Cups is the final card here of the main part of the read. The children hugging each other, the inner child, the outer child, the cycle complete. Perhaps somebody choking on their words, a Pisces or divine feminine needing to sing. The Knight of Cups reversed, jealous and deceptive, implementing a plan to purge. Perhaps two are unhappy, apart, and coming back together again in order to hug. The truth being presented by jealous or rejected Emperor reversed. The transition of the Empress reversed and the Page of Pentacles reversed, in need of support, perhaps suffering in silence, with an ending to a family or emotional cycle. The Queen of Cups and the Knight of Wands. Queen of Cups is reversed, Knight of Wands is upright, out in the cold, recovering with good news and an offer of a new life. Leaving the wounded warrior behind, up from the dungeon with flame in hand, challenged by the rest and rising above. The Queen of Pentacles reversed, in conflict or fight, in a bold move to bond and tell the truth of dark night and being in lack. The Empress reversed and the Page of Pentacles reversed, or perhaps this is someone who's gone through a miscarriage and is suffering over that, obviously. And then home with the Queen of Cups reversed with a new life, overworking, and the Knight of Wands burdened, challenged by, awakening and traveling to recover with the Queen of Pentacles reversed, on the journey of the pursuit of happiness, loving each other ever after, with truth of the death of the Empress reversed and the Page of Pentacles reversed, whether that's just an ending or a mother who's passed, and then the need of help of the child or a grandchild and the suffering in silence, or this could be a sister involved, okay, to end the emotional cycle. And that's at 10:24, which is a turn for the better, and the end of the cycle. The 24 is Omega. It's the end of karma in the community, on the community level. All right, so I'm going to pull some oracle cards here. So I did want to pull another animal spirit card to see how this has changed for you now. We can actually roll the dice again on how to go forward from here. Because we have dreamy, using your intuition, your intention to manifest with Neptune at the moon, and to have gratitude for everything you have today, including the full moon energies, and how does the full moon inspire you? And then the Libra energy of truth and balance. And the number 4, being practical today. You don't have to dream big, like try something small in manifestation today. And just be in gratitude, which raises your vibration. Okay, so from the Animal Spirit deck, what is our closing remarks I'm supposed to say? Okay. The Scorpion, that he kept coming out and he fell on the floor earlier today. The Scorpion definitely wants to be seen. And look who's next to the Scorpion, the bunny who's afraid. And then the buffalo, who's trying to give the bunny grounding. Look at that. And look what's at the bottom, the gazelle, which was your opening statement. So look at that, right? The Scorpion's coming up behind, and I'm getting connection here. The Scorpio's coming out with his stingers, right? Wanting to sting the bunny because the bunny's afraid. So they're pulling that energy in. But the buffalo's coming in to help ground the bunny so he can come back into that love energy. And so the Scorpio will leave, the scorpion or Scorpio, could be Scorpio, could leave them alone. Okay? So his bunny is in fear, right? Ooh, I'm so scared. And the buffalo doesn't get scared of anything. So it's just transmuting these energies to make the dark energy go away. But I'm going to read you the scorpion so you know what that says. Scorpion, passionate, competitive, and tends toward isolation. The scorpion's a passionate and determined creature. Their career is very important to them, as are few select friends. Sometimes the scorpion's heat festers and they focus on unresolved event from the past, usually a situation where they were left feeling burned. The scorpion card says it's time to come clean about your feelings so everyone can heal and you can get back to your usual, fiery but fun self. So when the scorpion's in balance, they're wild and free and fierce. When they're out of balance, they're jealous and resentful and unresolved. To bring yourself back into balance is honesty and forgiveness. Okay, so that's where the scorpion's coming in. So when you're getting, when this is being very aggressive, you're making the bunny scared. You're drawing in then the buffalo, who isn't afraid of anything and who can squash the scorpion. He just can step on him, he's dead, right? So be careful, about attacking. That's reacting to things instead of transmuting the energies. Again, there's forgiveness that needs to be here. And this can also represent the outside, like, the twin energy. When one twin goes into fear, the other one grounds when there is outside forces coming in to trigger them. Okay? And learning this is part of the dance. Okay? So let's see what the Tarot of Dreams guidebook is saying, since we have that energy too coming in with the dice. Tarot of Dreams. Let me roll the dice again too, see what comes up for you guys. All right, now we have Scorpio, the number 3, and we have the North Node. Okay? So the North Node is following your dreams. We have Scorpio here, which is very much about the Scorpion energy, and then the number 3 here. Okay? And 3 is all about coming together, about siblings. So you may be dealing with sibling rivalry right now. Coming together socially, following your North Node, your true north. And remember that, when you have that Scorpion energy of being fierce and wild and free, remember when you're that extreme in freedom, you can also fall to the other end of extreme jealousy and those energies, which are of Scorpio. So it's saying the more polarized you are in something, the more you can swing to the opposite polarization as well. That's why you want to stay more to the middle, so that you don't swing so much, so you stay more true to yourself. So let's see what the Tarot of Dreams says. Take a deep breath. Tarot of Dreams for the Twin Flames. What is our message, our takeaway from all this? Okay, we have the 10 of Cups. Emotional fulfillment of the family. Okay, so this is really that, the epitome of emotional happiness, which is beautiful here. And we have Pisces there and Mars. Pisces and Mars. So again, there's that Neptune dreaminess of Pisces and the aggression of Mars, like Scorpio. And both of those energies came up. So if you're too dreamy, you can go to the too, aggressive energy as well. It's showing those polarities. And then these two came up together. The King of Swords, very much in the air energy, and then the Knight of Wands, which were both significant in the read today. Okay, and they're both upright. Here's the King of Swords, and where was the King of Wands? The Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is a main card here too. And the Knight of Wands is right here. Okay, so the King of Swords and the Knight of Wands, it's very much the energy of the Knight of Wands coming toward the King of Swords. Now in the read, the Knight of Wands is coming in towards the Queen of Swords reversed. So it's like the energy, this is like the energy of the Divine Masculine here. And it's showing you he's rushing in to save himself, which is his other and himself. It's coming up in two ways. Here it's rushing in towards him, and here it's rushing in towards her, okay, in order to have this emotional fulfillment. The bottom of the deck is the Magician. Okay, again, the Magi of the imagination. So obviously imagination is very important coming up here as the sixth sense. And again, watch Sam the Illusionist and his Metatron video he just did regarding how to manifest. So we have the Two of Swords, the High Priestess, right? It's very difficult sometimes for her to know the things that she knows. Libra energy and the Moon. Okay, because of the balance here. It's not the High Priestess, it's the Two of Swords. The balance, you know, it's difficult to know something, so sometimes we pretend we don't know, so we don't have to deal with something in order to have peace of mind. And sometimes we keep to ourselves to keep our energy clear, because we know if we speak this information, it'll cause conflict in our field. So it's the Two of Swords, trying to stay in balance, and then the Magician, manifesting from a place of your eyes closed, because you're imagining, place of manifestation here. That's the underlying energies, and then these three came up together here. Okay, so the emotional fulfillment, or the end of an emotional cycle here, regarding the King of Swords and the Knight of Wands, is if that's someone outside the King of Swords, right? Because this could be a fiery energy too, unless the King of Swords has fire in his chart. This also could be someone in the masculine's life who's coming to rescue him and the Divine Feminine, the Queen of Swords reversed. Or the Queen of Swords reversed could be the King of Swords' partner, their karmic partner. And the Knight of Swords is coming in to rescue them, one at a time. Okay? So however that plays out for you. But we have, again, this follow your North Node, follow your dreams. Follow your dreams came up right here in the underlying energy. Health and follow your dreams. Follow your dreams with the number 3. Remember, 3 is the Trinity. Tri, Ni, Tai. Tri, show of power and gratitude. Tai is TY. Thank you. All right, so let's pick a card from the energy deck, and then I'm going to do Journey of Love as well today, because we still have a little bit of time. I actually want to pick a card from the Lenormand deck too. I don't have all the definitions for those cards, although I usually go by my own intuition anyway. But we can read something from the Lenormand deck too. So this is the energy deck. All right, so from the energy deck, what does the energy deck want us to know about energy today? The door to personal healing and happiness is bringing the outdoors in. Right, in this picture, the outdoors is outdoors and the outdoors is indoors. This is about cleaning out, purifying your space. And it doesn't mean you have to be a neat freak. It means you need to clear your emotional body and clear out the spaces of energy, right? Clear the energy in your home and within your field, in your body. Open the windows, let the fresh air in, right? Let the smell of the flowers and the sunshine outside be seen. Bring the outside in, because nature is always the key to balance. And we also have the door to spirit, so it's basically the same energy. That's the journey. Okay, purifying. And nature is a natural boundary. Okay? So very much purification there. Cleaning the air, clearing the air as well. 34 of the energetic back and forth. And then 32 of, it's like saying, once it's all clear, it's like saying, like, you know, shocking someone's heart. All clear. It's time to go on a journey. And then the bottom of the deck here going into this is the Magician again, the Magi, the 53, the Knight of Swords, the Messenger of Truth, the Healer. Okay, caught in his authentic appearance, in the middle of the night, how he normally would be, not the man in control like the Emperor. Being truly authentic to yourself within your own truth and taking a good look in the mirror. He always has that expression like, what did I do? As his powers are just emitting naturally, he doesn't even have control over it at this point. He just naturally has to heal as soon as someone walks into the room. So this is also showing your magical healing powers. You're just a walking transmuter, even if you do nothing. So remember that. Okay, so the Gilded Reverie Lenormand. And let's see what comes up in here. So we can read something from this deck so I can get to learn the cards a little bit better. Okay, so from the Lenormand deck, what do we need to know? There's an older person walking by my house, and I was guided to let you know that as a man. And the underlying energy came out as the Two of Cups. Look at that. So it's coming up here as the Page of Cups, but it's like the Two of Cups energy with the 24 of the Queen of Wands. Now the numbers in this deck are really to let us know the order of the cards. And then we have the page, this is the Jack of Hearts, and then the two swans here. So there is a very innocent love about that. And then the two cards that came out, first is the Tree of Life, the 5, and the 7 of Cups or Hearts, which is the synchronicities, right? Heaven in their eyes, having lots of choices and options. And then we have the 8, and 5 and 8, as I always say, together are greased lightning. And 58 is the 4 of Swords, being in your meditation, connecting in 5D together. This is the 9 of Pentacles, the Sovereign. So we have the synchronicities and the Sovereign here, and the Tree of Life, and let's see what this has to do with. So from the Lenormandy, the underlying energies being the 24, the Heart, and the Heart says the form of happiness and love is simply drawn in my shape. I am your feelings and emotions. I am your passions and devotions. Just make sure no bad cards are around to spoil this fondness and affection. And I don't think so. They look very positive. In antique Lenormand decks, the design of the heart varies from an almost biological, physical heart to is it a quiche? A kitsch? Romantic heart embroidered with flowers? Kitsch? The heart is, of course, symbolic of love and relationship. Here we see the heart formed by two swans, a bird itself symbolic of courtly relationship, monogamy, and enduring love. The heart is always a card signifying beneficial emotions in the Lenormand. To receive the combination of the heart with a clover and the ring promises love, luck, commitment, and marriage. The heart and the birch or scythe may not be such a happy combination, which we don't have either of those. So let's see what the 5 says. So the 5 is the tree. I am here to stay and grow. I am the health of your body, mind, and soul. Look for the cards next to me to find out more about me. When negative cards are close, pack some tissues for your nose. And there are no negative cards next to me, so you don't have to cry. A sign of health and longevity, and the imperative to put down one's roots to ensure a secure future. The card's presence could indicate a health condition that's inherited. Combine this card with the previous card of the house, and we have a tree house that speaks of security but great family responsibility and possible ill health through stress. The tree also depicts the tree of life, a spiritual symbol that has its roots in the most ancient civilizations. Whether it be Babylonian, Egyptian, or Jewish images of the tree, it speaks here of antiquity and ancient roots. The card's meaning can also be seen in the rainbow, perhaps suggesting that true health is to be found in aligning ourselves between that which is above and that which is below. The harmony of the colors reflecting through the tree symbolizes the holistic nature of healing and life itself. So of course it's a very healing energy. And then we have the 8 of, let's see what that's called. And it's like the 4 of Swords, it's the coffin. I am the painful change and transition. So that doesn't have to be something negative, that's your perspective. You will feel me through your body, your mind, and certainly your wallet. Depression, loss, and bankruptcy are my specialties. I am sickness and I am bed rest. I am all endings and sometimes death, which we know now doesn't exist. It's transition and transformation. And we have the family tree and the heart here, which is a beautiful transformation. The coffin of the Reverie deck harks back to the ancient Egyptian period. Although traditionally seen as an ending, a finality, this is also symbolic of initiation that brings a final reckoning of your life's purpose. It is often when we are faced with life-challenging events or illness that we evaluate the important aspects of our life. Here in the Reverie world, we see the coffin in the form of the sarcophagus, flanked by the imposing figure of Anubis, the god of embalming and projector of the dead. One of his roles is to assist with weighing the heart to ascertain the worthiness of the person to enter the afterlife. And here we have the heart in this read as well. The significance of this card can be the actual ending of something as we know it, which actually is here it's definitely a blessing in disguise. And this also can be the ending of family ties that no longer serve you. Because this is the underlying energy is the heart, and this endearing energy going forward. And again, the family tree, it can even be the love of your children here. We did have somebody might have just dealt with a miscarriage. It can have to do with that as well. But this also can be trying to express if someone has had a miscarriage. Sometimes children may come into our lives to benefit of it. It's like paying a karmic debt. By having to go through this, you then have paid a karmic debt. So the child has agreed with your soul to do this for you, to free up your life, to have your dreams come true. So it just depends on your perspective here, okay? But this again is laying something to rest. It's that 4 of Swords card of peace. And the 5D connection of the 58, the 4 of Swords. So there is a ton of growth, and it's definitely about huge cycle changes and all about the heart. And if someone has been avoiding heart issues that they need to address or start a less stressful life, this may be something that triggers that. All right, so that's Lenormand. And then we have the Journey of Love. And hopefully just one card from the Journey of Love. All right, let's see what comes out from the Journey of Love. Journey of Love, Journey of Love. Okay, well, there's just a couple cards here, but I'm only going to read you one because we've done a lot already. The bottom of the deck here is the Earth Angel. And look at the rainbow of energies here. It's really pretty. 54 is the Page of Swords, the message. Okay. There's a beautiful message here. And the Earth Angel is also a reference of the Queen of Pentacles, who comes up with that 66 a lot. And then look at the 2 cards that came out. Wow, they're so red and orange. With the Burning Hero of the 3 of the Empress, Gaia, siblings coming together, right? The happy-go-lucky smile. And then the Heart of the Moment of the 16 of the Tower, which can be sudden events, but also can be epiphanies. And that can represent the orgasm as well. The coming together for a tower moment. And it's very passionate. And you see the spirit guides all here standing in line. And the heart is at the center. So again, the heart is at the center of this read because we just had the heart come up in Lenormand as well. That's the underlying energy. So let's read the Burning Hero. These 2, just so you know, wanted to be seen as well. And they also match. Okay, this is the Angel of Jupiter Awaken, number 6 of the Lovers, and the children, the inner children, just for a moment joy. This is the coming together of the inner children, right? The one who's really excited and the one who's really peaceful. Just gliding along. And here there's actually 2 people gliding together, not quite on the same timeline, but almost. They're about to come into the heart. Just for a moment joy. It's like the moment before. All right, so the 3 is the burning hero. From the transformative fires of life tests, you emerge now, stronger in self-belief, overcoming self-doubt and fear, and shedding the layers that have held you back from burning as a naked flame of divine love. Can you perceive the coolness fast approaching you to soothe your fire-weary soul? Peace is coming to you now, a respite from the fire before you're ready to burn into love again. So again, it's the dance of the fire and the ice, knowing when to cool yourself off and then when to heat up again or become inspired. The intensity of the fire exists in relationship to cool serenity, and you are capable of experiencing both. Your inner fire has pushed you forward, and your creative self-expression will manifest into the most beautiful forms. This is assured. You burn bright now, and yet it will be the cooling of your soul embers that replenishes you and inspires you to new creative depths and heights in due time. This oracle brings you a message. From the heat of your labor, sweet success will arise, and you can now act as if that success has already been made manifest. Which is so funny because in this Sam video, he gave an example of success where you set an alarm on your phone 3 times a day that says congratulations. So you keep getting congratulations on your success, another way of manifesting. It is only a matter of time before it is so. From that success, new levels of experience and creative manifestations will take place. You're in a powerful creative cycle of intensity and serenity, dancing with each other through your heart like the sweet relationship of night and day. This cycle yields great harvest. Offer yourself in contribution to the greater good, and your harvest will not only be of earthly delight, but of heavenly blessings too. And the poem reads always, feeling your love in every cell of my being, I open my soul, becoming one in your embrace. How rich the moments shared, I savor every one, and even when apart, your love envelops me, with knowing we are complete. Together, like a new day, we are born. And so, drink your water, get your joy in your nature and your sleep. And as always, rise and be loved. I'll see you soon, guys. Bye.